Welcome, everybody, to Ask Us Anything, and we're delighted that you decided to join us tonight.
We're Mike and Jennifer Wendland, and we haven't been with you for a couple of weeks, and we thought that we would be with you tonight from Hershey, Pennsylvania, in the big Hershey RV show. However, a couple of glitches in our schedule, as they often do, cropped up. And so we are in our new studio. It's almost all set for us. So we'll show you a tour of it in a minute. But instead of being at the Hershey show on Monday and Tuesday, which are closed to the public, just industry days, and then Wednesday, we are going to instead be there, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, which are the big public days. So we'll be able to see actually more of you if you're going to Hershey. But things change, and we'll probably talk more about that in our podcast coming up on Wednesday of this week. We'll give you the full scoop, but we are not in Hershey tonight. We thought we would be there getting ready for the industry day shows, but everything changes. Hershey show is still on, 1,200 new RVs. You ready to go climb around in all of them?
I am.
Yeah. So we're delighted to have you with us tonight, and I'm curious what you all think of our brand new studio. And I am really excited in particular for this. I got to remember which side I'm pointing. That right there, our new on-air sign.
And then
Yeah, I can go both sides. It's that way. There it is.
Bless you.
All the paint. We just painted this place and I keep sneezing. Hey, let's bring on Phyllis Kerr to say hi and talk about how we're going to do this Ask Us Anything tonight. Hi, Phyllis.
Hi. I love the studio. I like the Emmys back there and the on-air thing. That's super cool. What's on the bulletin board?
On the bulletin board, well, let's see if I can show. There's a side view and there's the bulletin board. It says Hershey.
I think maybe back there.
No, that bulletin board.
Yeah, the one behind you. The one behind you.
Yeah, the one that says, no. Oh, the one right directly behind us here.
Yeah.
Oh, those are all my press passes. And I can actually go over and I'm going to do a video. I think I'll do a whole video on them. But over, 40 years as a journalist, they give us these little press badges. And I have saved many of mine. They're from all the major political conventions, my Secret Service credentials for covering presidential races, my pass for covering the Queen on one of her visits, my pass on covering the Pope. Yeah, there's my police badge. And so I've saved a lot of those, and they're there. So yeah, that's what they're all about. So
Couldn't quite part with them.
I couldn't part, Craig. I also collected all my coffee mugs from every TV station that when I was doing a lot of NBC stuff, we'd work out of local TV stations to do our reports, and they'd all give me a coffee cup, and I saved a bunch of those, but I'm going to throw them all out. They just gathered dust,
Yeah.
So, but anyway, so that's it. And let's see, right over my head was my big book, The Arizona Project, which was a group of journalists many years ago. A reporter was killed in Arizona, and we all left our jobs and spent about 8 months working in Arizona and exposing the climate of corruption that led to his murder. And that's all the co-workers that we worked with. And so that's it. And I just optioned the book rights to that, or the movie rights to that book that we wrote. So I kept that. And then over Jennifer's head, where's your head? Move your head to the side. And that is a technology photo of me that when I was the technology correspondent at the Detroit Free Press, they put those on newspaper boxes. So
cool.
And those are some of our Emmys back there that we've caved from the year.
I just realized I should have the little thing, the billboard, when you worked at the Detroit News.
I have that. I don't know where to put it. I'm going to keep that too. I'll probably just put it off to the side here.
They had a billboard with Mike's picture on.
Yeah, so that was kind of weird driving down the street and seeing a great big billboard. And so that's all the stuff that we are involved in. Our mics are on articulating arms. I can show you. This kind of goes up, and we can't make it go like that. And it's kind of out of the.
Well,
yeah,
Phyllis has one
see,
too.
can you hear me still pretty good like this?
Yeah.
I'm going to leave mine like that then. And Jennifer's is down low, and and
Cool.
the mic is actually right
Cool.
there. But so we're just figuring this out. I'll be curious what everybody else thinks about it, and any suggestions that you have, Phyllis, and our audience, and Chris. So tell everybody how it's going to go, because they're all here not to see this, but to talk about the RV lifestyle. So how are we going to do the questions?
It's great. Everybody on YouTube has already gotten instructions on how to do that. Christopher put in the instructions in there. But if you're joining us from Facebook and you have a question, you need to type question in all caps so we can see it. And if you have a comment, just do comment in all caps and then say what you'd like to say. And we will get to them. And if you're on Facebook, sometimes there's a whole bunch of YouTube questions that come in before yours. So you just have to be patient and we'll try and get to all of them. But so far, everybody's doing it just the way they're supposed to. So it's all good.
All right. Well, this will be all a fun time. Oh, I'll get that out of there. You got to learn how to do all that. Phyllis came on a little bit early, we can tell everybody, and we didn't have enough light, and we got some more lights, but we couldn't wait to do this. And a shout out, I don't know if he's watching it, to Glenn Shankster. He is the contractor that remodeled this place and tore out all the old stuff, put in really nice new furniture, and helped us get all the electrical hookups running, and it was great. So, Glenn, if you're watching tonight, I told him we'd make our debut. Here's some of your work. All right, Phyllis, we'll check with you later on as we get ready for questions. We do want to start off with the big announcement, and that is the winners of our giveaway contest. We do these sweepstakes, I think, every 2 weeks we do one, and we have 3 winners of Soft Start RV. This is one of those game-changing devices for your RV. You put it on your air conditioner, and if you're doing some mooch stocking in the driveway of friends or family, it will allow you to plug into just regular household current, and you'll be able to get your air conditioner working. So we have 3 of them. They're a $300 value. The folks at Soft Start RV are giving away 3 of them, and the winners are Joe from Goodyear, Arizona. Boy, you can use it out there in Arizona, Joe. Tom from Incline Village, Nevada.
You can use it
pretty
too.
warm out there too. And Michael from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. All of you guys from hot climates. So you will be getting those sent to you this week by Soft Serve RV. Easy install, and you will like it. And thank you guys all for participating in that contest with us. It was really fun. So I think with that, we are. Do we have any other announcements? I don't know. I think we're ready to move on, right?
I'm just getting a little nervous because you have a camera right where I think I'm supposed to see the questions.
Oh, well, the questions are right above the camera. See, there's the camera and there's the question.
Oh, well, okay.
Is that too far for you?
It's a little too far for me on your new wraparound.
Oh, yeah. I should
monitor.
show everybody. Can you see that monitor right here? This monitor.
How many
This
inches
is 34
is
inches.
34
and
inches.
It's curved, and it really just does a terrific job. I am so excited about it. But I can make everything a little bigger for you. You just have to sort of figure out how we're gonna do it. And I think you want
bigger would be better.
You want to see everything large, right?
Yes, I do,
All
sir.
right. So we're gonna
Or
see
else you're gonna-
things. We're gonna
you're
see
gonna read
things
these.
large. And all right, our first question comes to us tonight from Linda Ward.
Okay, hello from Robbinsville, New Jersey. We've been getting our shopping list ready for the Hershey RV show. Can't wait.
So I don't know when you're going, Linda, but I'm going to put your microphone up here too, so it's out of your way, and you can. There you go. There's your mic. Cheers up, so it's out of the frame. So see, when it's live, you get to do all of this stuff.
They don't want to.
Well, Linda, that's great. We hope to see you there again. Now, our days there will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and so people are going to want to know where to meet us. And I have yet to set up a place. So I think what we'll do is we'll use our Instagram and Facebook to tell everybody where we are.
Sounds good.
So if you follow us on Instagram, it's RV Lifestyle Mike, and then our Facebook group, facebook.com RV Lifestyle. and we will let you know where we are
I'm
at
going to
that
come over
point.
closer to you.
Okay.
I need to look. Your curve there is throwing me off here.
All right. There's a question from Ron Wajenka.
Hello, Mike and Jen from upstate New York. Hope to see you at the Hershey RV show.
Yes, we hope to see you too. Robin Ostermeyer.
Can't wait to see both of you at the Hershey RV show.
Guess we got to go for sure, huh? Yep. You'll see us. Edward Varga.
What are the typical ranges of temperature for refrigerators and freezers you experienced in your RV? And by the way, greetings from North Arlington, New Jersey.
Well, I don't know what the range of temperatures would be. I mean, we keep it, I think, about probably 38 to 40, something like that for the cold. And it never goes much above that. Sometimes it's down to 36. And then, actually, yeah, it's probably more about between 36 and 38, right in that area. And the freezer is about 0 the last time I checked. We just make sure it's nice and solid, everything's solid, and that it,
You don't have a gauge anyplace.
I did, but
I mean, it doesn't come with a gauge.
No,
you
it
had
doesn't.
a little one that I never trusted.
I never trusted it easy. But the thing I got is one of those guns, like a temperature gun that you use for your temperature, but you can also use it and it'll point. So I'll check the thing and it's always 36, 30, right down there for the temperature inside the refrigerator. So it works pretty good. So thank you, Edward. Deborah Fieldson.
Hello from the clear skies of Northern California. Fires are more under control, but alas, fire season hasn't officially started yet. Whoa.
It hasn't started yet? You've
Ooh.
had a horrible, we have a story that'll be in the newsletter tomorrow about that storm that went through California. Something like 1,100 cloud to ground lightning strikes in one little storm that went through. It wasn't a little storm, obviously, it was a big one. Just crazy weather out there. So I hope it doesn't get any worse. That's the big thing. Deborah again.
Do your travels, do you run across a vintage travel trailers, campers? We usually travel in packs, but wonder about sightings east of the Rockies.
We usually run across a group of them. Sisters on the Fly, or is that the name of the group? We usually run across them once a year someplace, and then we see vintage trailers quite often. Now we'll see a lot of them, I would think, in Hershey. There's been a lot of people who renovate them and then they sell them at the big RV shows. We've noticed that in the shows up until 2020 when everything shut down. So there's quite a few. A lot of people doing that. It's become a real hobby for many people. Sandy B.
Hello. Is it normal to have low water pressure in RV? Mine comes out okay at first, but then gets very weak and barely coming out.
Yeah.
I would say no.
Yeah, you get something wrong.
Something's wrong.
What often is the problem in an RV is that little filter in the faucet. Just unscrew the faucet and you have sediment often trapped under there.
Just like at home.
Just like at home. And that's the first thing I would do. I don't know what kind of an RV, how old it is, how old your water pressure. There's also a filter in the water pump that you really should clear out once every year, sometimes twice if you are in really rough water areas. So check that. Check the filter in the tap and the faucet, and then check the filter, the little filter on your hot water heater. So you got to find out where that is in your RV. If you just go to the University of Google and search RV water pump filter, it'll show you how to do that. It's very simple to do. You just got to turn off your water so it's not gushing out when you take it out, and you'll be amazed at the junk that comes out of that. That's the most typical cause of low pressure in an RV. Eric Phillips.
We have a question from Cloudy Rochester, Michigan. Miss you on Channel 4. Why did you switch from a Leisure Unity to a Wonder?
Gosh, we did that a year and a half ago. Lots of reasons, Eric. I've written about it a million
I think
times.
the main reason was you wanted to try a Ford engine because we'd had Mercedes, quite a few Mercedes. And so you wanted to test drive the Ford engine. And then also the Wonder captivated us with the garage underneath because you carry so much equipment that it just seemed like maybe a good fit.
What she said. And we love the Unity. We may get another one someday, but we really are having fun, a wonderful time with our Wonder.
Now, the Unity totally spoiled us because you had 2 sofas instead of just 2 chairs, and it had the little slide. So that was, hard to give up, but everything's a trade-off.
Yeah, everything is a trade-off. But the Wonder's wonderful.
Yes, it is.
The Wonder's wonderful.
I know.
Okay.
I'm kind of
Mary Ann Starlick.
Sarek. You two have given us lots of inspiration and tons of knowledge. We sold our home, and we are headed out to full-time RVing Friday.
Oh, my goodness. I bet you're not sleeping very much these nights, Mary Ann. That is awesome. You sold your home probably at the best time to sell a house. You probably got peak money for it. And you've got your RV, and you're in the most wonderful time of the year, we think, to camp, which is fall. I can't wait to hear of your adventures, and just know that, it's always going to take a little bit of adjusting. So there'll be mostly good days. A couple days there'll be, oh, no, but you'll figure this all out. And we hope to see you out there on the road sometime.
And congratulations.
Yes, by all means. Paul Richardson.
Do you happen to know if the RV show is happening in Southern California this year? Getting conflicting information.
No, they canceled the show. In fact, they permanently canceled the show. The people who organized the California RV show shut it down. And they did that. Last year, they announced that there would be no more. And I know there were some folks who wished that there was a dealer show, but the big California RV show that we did in Pasadena, I think the last time, wasn't it? I don't remember. Was it Pasadena? It was just outside of LA. That's gone, and there was no time to. That was sponsored by the RVIA, Recreation Vehicle Industry Association, and that's gone. Not happening. So good luck at that. David Spoor.
We have a 2021 Winnebago 30T. Question is that we have damage in our front diamond shield. It did its job, and the paint is okay, but what is the best way to protect the front of our motorhome?
Well, they put a bra. That's what they call it. They put a bra across the front of it. I think it looks so ugly that I'd rather have paint damage than wear a bra in my motorhome, but that's what they call it.
It's just something black.
It's actually a covering. It's a heavy canvas type covering that you wrap around the front of it. A lot of people would use those back in the early days when the Alaskan Highway had a lot of stones and everything. But other people, with the condition of our roads and highways, and people who are particularly concerned about the finish of their vehicles, they will put that on. It's called a bra. Yeah, I know. Look it up, and I'm not making this up.
Ask the dealer.
Yeah. Sheila Batsmajka.
Could you consider composing a list of the most interesting small town museums in the U.S.? We just spent 45 days going coast to coast from Yorktown, Virginia to Seattle and back, totally avoiding interstates, and we found some amazing small town museums that folks should know about. Sounds like good for our little...
Yes, for our map.
Mm-hmm.
We have an interactive map, and I don't know if you guys have all figured that out yet. We have been talking about it for about a month, and it's just great. We've got many people now who've come across that interactive map. There is the address right there on your screen. And if you would enter the ones that you found, Sheila, on that map, that would be a big help. It's so simple to do. Just go to that access, join it. It's free. And then, there's a listing you can search by museums. And so we have put all of the museums that we have been writing about over the many years that we've been doing the RV Lifestyle blog. There's still more that we're putting on, but you can do a search on that map. You can filter the search for campgrounds, boondocking spots, harvest hosts, beach campgrounds, whatever you want to search for. museums, restaurants, road food, Florida, different things like that. So go check out our map and then enter the ones that you have found and make it a rich resource, not just for yourself, but for everyone.
And maybe those out there that have gone to what's looking for, they could put in
The
their
ones that
suggestions.
it's
the
for
ones that
everybody.
they like.
There's no charge for this map. There's no sponsorship. There's no ads or anything on it. It's just a resource that we put together for the RV community for questions just like that, so that we could all share the great spots that we have found. All right. What else do we have here? I guess we're out of questions. Are we out of questions already? Wow. Okay. Judy P has one.
Hello from Ohio. Do you have any suggestions for finding motels that are dog friendly for a car cross country trip going west? Thank you. And her puppy says hi to Bo.
Yeah, I think it's called Go Dog Friendly. Look up that. I think that's it. Go Dog Friendly. That's a website that you can search and find dog parks. You can find restaurants where you can take your dog. You can do all sorts of stuff. So I really enjoy doing those things. And have you look at that? I believe it's Go Dog Friendly. I can't remember the exact URL, but there's a couple of other websites like that. Used to be with rover.com, and just do a search for find dog friendly motels, and you'll find lots of listings.
Because La Quinta is dog friendly
La
and
Quinta.
Holiday Inn, but sometimes when you get out west in the smaller towns, that's when you need help.
Yeah, and that's where those services will go. But I believe it's godogfriendly.com. Somebody you also find. Hey, congratulations, Bob Keefe. Congratulations to us. Bob Keefe gave us $5. And that's great. He asks a good question.
When is it a good time to visit the UP for fall colors? We're planning on using your 7-day guide for our trip.
Best time is in about 3 weeks. 1st of October, 2nd week of October, 3rd week of October. Absolutely perfect time in the UP. Anytime up until about Halloween, that's when all the leaves start to fall down. But the first couple, 3 weeks of October usually are paradise in the UP.
And
UP, we love it.
Yeah.
We have an ongoing thing. I'd like to move to the UP. I have our Sticks and Bricks house there, but whatever. So good luck. And thank you for buying our UP book, our UP travel guide. We were up there last year. It was the 2nd week of October, I think, that we were there last year.
And it was pretty.
It was awesome.
You also have to throw in the factor of rain. You never know when rain will come and maybe cut short.
Yeah.
So try to go a little bit early. Don't wait till the last minute.
Yeah. Bob Leach.
Is your leisure van a 4-season certified RV? What is the coldest temperature you've camped in?
What's the coldest?
Well, that was in,
I was in a Sprinter,
That
but
was
it's
in
the
a Class
same thing.
B.
That's not, first of all, it's not 4-season.
no,
None of our vans have ever been, but that doesn't stop it from winter camping. So what's the coldest we've ever camped in a Class B van? It was then
minus 50
minus 50
in Minnesota.
real temperature, real
Real
temperature, not wind chill, real temperature. And that was cold. It was really cold. With the
But
dog
just
we
one
had at the
night.
time when we went out and he lifted his leg, he almost froze in position, if you know what I mean. It was so cold and we stayed perfectly warm. Normally, we camp in the winter. Almost always we get someplace around 0 or a few degrees below. I think it was below 0 when we camped in our leisure travel Wonder last year. The year before, I don't think it got quite that cold on our winter camp out, but
But now we should say that we were in a campground basically by ourselves, but there were electric hookups.
yeah, they were electric hookouts. So, but even if we didn't have an electric hookup, you would have a generator that you could use. We have heated batteries. So, but it's not 4-season certified. There are very few real 4-season certified RVs out there. Some trailers, some truck campers. But we winterize our RV and we love camping in the wintertime. So, Matt Murrow.
Do you find it restrictive to explore places you visit when you're in your leisure travel RV? Do you ever rent a car? How do you feel you can explore more places in that size of RV? Thanks.
I don't think we've ever. One of the reasons we have this size is because it's easy to go out. I mean, right now our car is in the body shop, and we have only one vehicle. We're in a sticks and bricks home now for a while,
Yeah,
and
that's
we're
a contributing factor why we're not in Hershey.
yep. We'll explain that all on the podcast, and it's quite a yarn. So you want to listen Wednesday, but it is quite a yarn. But we use it right now as our second vehicle. So it's not too restrictive, do you think?
I prefer something smaller. I do. I mean, you've got a bike. We have our electric e-bikes, so we could use the e-bike. But I would like a car. I mean, usually we're going here and there. We pick up what we need as we go along. But if you were in a big city, you'd want.
I guess that.
You'd want a small
I guess that's
car.
my okay to get a Class A then, because I can then tow a car for you.
Oh man.
You heard it, folks. Don't you think? That's the least I could do is get one of those small little Class A's, and I'll just tow a car. Thank you, dear. I think that is great. You all heard of it. You were the witness, right?
He is, I know, someday going to have an A.
Well, we'll see. I might be in it alone, right? Have a lot more room than I bargained for.
What you really would like is a fifth wheel, because then you could go back to having a truck.
Oh, I love a pickup truck.
Yeah, you would love a truck.
Ken Campbell.
All right. We have a 2015 leisure travel van, and hot water fluctuates from hot to cold. Is this normal?
No. No. You got a problem with your water heater. I don't know what you have. The one we have in our current Wonder and the one we had in our Unity was the Truma Aqua Grow. And that is just an awesome hot water heater. It is instant hot water on demand and continual supply, nice and warm. And so you've got an issue. I'd take it to the dealer and see if they can figure that out for you. It should not fluctuate. Eric Phillips.
Knock on wood here, but have you ever ran into problems on the road, accidents, etc.? Yes.
Accidents. Fortunately, we haven't been in an accident.
Well, I guess a little mini accident, a self-accident.
Oh, you're talking about my Tennessee adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Do I have to talk about that?
No.
Wasn't really an accident.
Since I did a boo-boo with our car, you don't have to tell them about that.
We'll talk about that in the podcast.
I feel like I'm grounded. Like my daddy took away my car. We got a car. I go do something. Oh, I don't have a car. Oh, I don't know when I'll ever have a car again.
we have. I'll use our side camera here. I want to see how that looks. We have had a problem with on the road earlier this year in Tennessee. I was leaving a campsite and I turned the wheel really hard to the right and ran over a big log, I guess you'd call it. Was that a log? I ran over a log about that big and I tore off the front leveler, and that really kind of pulled off the other front leveler, and we couldn't go anywhere. And so we called an RV mobile tech who came, and we got two of them off, and the other two we tied up, but we got it all fixed, and it's like the accident never happened.
And
except in our memory.
Having a flat tire on the road, having to pull off, and luckily we were able to drive a little bit. But whatever your problem is, you can get roadside service.
Yeah.
And it's just like being in a car. If you get in an accident, you got to deal with it.
You deal with it. And, there's always accidents. There's always debris in the roads, when you go out driving around.
We had the gator in the road.
Yeah, the gator, the gator it's part
comes
of
off those big
retreads, those big truck retreads.
They're pretty scary.
Those are very dangerous.
Or an RV.
Yeah.
And, you get in a bad enough accident. Most towns have hospitals, ambulances. There's all these things.
Yeah. So
car. Yep. RVs, kind of the same.
Radu Stefuriak.
Can lithium batteries, battle-born, be used like normal RV batteries or only with solar set up?
Sure,
That's
no.
a good question.
Yeah, they can be normal. I mean, you'd want solar, but
because of the cost?
Well, solar, it depends on what if I wasn't going to have solar, then I probably wouldn't need the lithium. I would just be running off AGMs, which are not very efficient, and I would probably be plugged in the campground all the time, so I wouldn't need them all. But, lithium is part of a package, but you don't have to have solar. You can run them just as normal RVs. They would charge through your vehicle alternator, or when you plug into shore power, or if you have a generator. Solar is just another way to get power, to get energy into those batteries. There's the other three ways will work fine without solar. But, if you're going to spend that much with lithium, you might as well get solar and extend your off-the-grid capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Joey F.
My wife wants us to hike to the
Grinnell Glacier, yes.
in Glacier National Park. Have you ever hiked that trail?
Yeah, it's not very far. It's only 7.5 miles. There you go. It's not that bad. It's well worth it. Wear the right clothes. If you're going to walk around on the glacier, it helps to have those crimp-ons on your shoes.
Mm-hmm.
And we use those all the time now at the dog park in the winter. We take Bo, and when we go anywhere camping in the winter, they really do help keep you on ice, because you don't want to fall. But it's not that hard of a hike. Take your time. There's a bit of a climb, but not hard. And if you're in reasonably good shape and you don't rush it, you should do just fine.
And saying you're 60, healthy 60s.
That's
and
the new 50.
You normally hike, and you have a heart's desire to do that. So you must be hikers and feel that you can do that. And you always know, go for it. And if it's too much, turn around and go back. And pack wisely. Make sure you got the water and everything.
Yep. And bear spray. Bear spray always. If you're at Glacier, you
Yes.
will see bears. You are really in bear country there. So, Rosemary Green.
Does the shower area in your Wonder get hot due to the skylight? It probably does.
We're never in it unless we're showering.
We don't live in Arizona or Nevada or Death Valley or anything.
It's got a kind of a
dome
and a tint to it.
and it could get hot.
I suppose we're never in it.
I wonder if you use it as a storage area, if that's your closet, if you store a lot of things in there.
Yeah, tend to
I
put
wipe it down when we get done showering. I don't want mold. I don't know if mold would grow in there or not. I'm kind of make sure I wipe it down.
We've never noticed that, but again,
But
we
we
don't go
live
in there
in the
unless we're showering. Glenda Whitesell.
On what temperature do you keep your hot water set?
I haven't a clue. Hot.
We don't set. Do you set it? Is there a set?
I don't
Because
see a setting.
we just turn it on or turn it
Yeah,
off.
I
I turn it off if I don't need hot water because it runs and makes a little bit of a noise and it uses propane.
I don't know if there is a setting for it.
I don't know.
I don't recall ever seeing
Because
it.
we get instant hot water.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't see
I
a
don't
setting
know.
for it. I don't know if there is one on the Truma Aqua Grow or not, but
I don't
it's
know.
plenty warm enough.
Well, maybe we should check and see if there's.
Why?
Well, I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean,
I know it's hot.
It's hot.
And you got to turn on a little cold.
But obviously Glenda's worried a little bit about it being maybe too hot, scalding.
Well, put some cold in with it. I don't know. I've never.
Well, that's an interesting question. We should find that out.
Okay, you can do that. It's warm though. I'll have to ask. We'll have to ask. Maybe there is. There might be a setting. Sally Rober.
Hi, guys. I am beginning to think my husband and I are kind of kooky. We have been looking at Class B vans and B pluses. That is all normal, but we have been looking for about 2.5 years. Is this normal? Yes, it is. We seem to always find something about a van to dissuade us. That is very normal, too. There's no perfect van out there. That's so normal. There are lots of couples like us out there, and you can just call us the fence sitters. Yes.
A lot of people are like that.
Phyllis has been looking for a long time for an RV. You cannot find the perfect one. We bought.
Phyllis has been looking for an RV ever since we've known Phyllis. Have you noticed that?
Well,
she's going to get one too.
Yeah, she will. But our first one we got was used. So I felt comfortable that we weren't going to lose a whole bunch of money driving it off the parking lot. And, there were 2 twin beds and, it looked like a go. And
we looked a lot, and then we saw it.
We looked for about 2 years before you could talk me into getting one.
Yeah, and then as soon as that became available, that's when we got.
Yeah, we had to put $1,000 down to stand in line to go look at it.
Yeah,
to show that we were really interested.
That was almost 6 years ago now.
Long time ago.
Yeah,
but it's normal because there isn't a perfect one. Just like there isn't a perfect person, the good and the bad. Nothing in life seems to be perfect. You're so lucky if you find something. And then it could be what your temperament is, whether you like everything or if you're very detailed people. If you're both detailed people, you're going to have a rough time.
Yeah. Hi, Don Seto.
In bear country, do you have issues with uninvited guests, with the food, garbage in your camper and cooking? Yes, you have to be responsible. You have to brush your teeth. You don't, if you're in a tent or something, you don't spit toothpaste out around your campsite if you're in bear country. You have to put your food in a bear container. You don't leave things out. I never leave. If we use our grill, our Coleman grill, it's put away. I don't leave things
We
out.
always put away. We clean it.
Yeah,
We
I
wash
clean it too,
yeah.
as best I can.
Because they smell those drippings, you know.
No, you never leave things out. And when you're in a tent, you always have the adventure of you never know what's going to happen. Because the ranger told us about one couple, they were in a tent, saw something, and a bear was sitting on their tent. So you don't want to entice them.
We've never had them walk into our campsite. We've had them in the campground. I think at Yellowstone, I remember we had the rangers come and they were trying to haze the bears and scare them away. We've run into bear many times, hiking a couple of times. We've had very, very close bear encounters, one with a mom and her cub literally 10, 15 feet away from us. It just came out of a creek as we were walking past. But just be smart, The bears don't want to be around you either unless you have food. And the other danger is when, they perceive you a threat to their cubs.
And at Yellowstone, I remember the rangers getting after people who were washing their dishes.
In the stream.
And in the
Remember
faucet. And I don't know about the stream, but I remember the faucet. And that was
outside the
leaving
campground.
little bits of food.
Yeah.
The bears, they have good noses. They can smell that.
Yeah. There was a little stream in one of the campgrounds, and there was a family that was washing their dishes on that.
It's kind of gross.
It was really gross. And then they instead of hooking up the water spigot and using it for water, they were washing their dishes there, and it just dropped out on the floor. People are not very smart.
No.
I love what Richard Rayborn says.
Yeah, Canadians call the bear bells dinner bells. And that is true. When we first started going camping, one of our good friends got us bells. And so we were putting bells on us. And
Here they come.
Right,
hey, everybody, dinner's here.
They are dinner bells. Yeah. Here we are.
Yeah.
Bear spray.
Yep, it is.
Okay.
Bob Leach.
Ever been to Quartzsite?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Loved it.
Yeah, it's a big choice for us whether we go to the Tampa RV show, which is on my board right there. Do you see that I have that listed?
You do.
The Florida RV Super Show, January 19th through the 23rd, or whether we go out to Canada, out to Quartzsite in Arizona that same week. I would opt to drive out to Quartzsite.
I think it's a long drive and you got winter weather.
Do you want to go winter camping? You have winter weather when you're camping.
I know, but that's a long drive and mountains. And
Yeah, I actually loved Quartzsite. I don't know if I'd like it with all of the crowds there. We've gone right after the big show. I don't know if I'd like it with, it's just interesting people. Let's just put it that way. I don't know if I'd like the big crowds. I'm not a crowd person.
We loved it
because we were alone.
Flew out there and we borrowed an RV. And the masses had left.
Yeah.
So we just loved camping out there. We had such a good, we didn't have our kid, our fur baby was in Michigan.
Yeah.
So it was just the two of us out there. It was kind of like getting away from the kids. And we had a wonderful time. It was really, really fun.
It was. But
now you got the COVID mixed in, and that's a small town for hospitals and food and groceries. And I don't know if I'd like it when everybody's there, but we had a wonderful time when we went.
I think everybody should go to Quartzsite at least once.
Yeah,
I would like to go back, and I love desert camping. I love boondocking
it was
out
so
there.
Beautiful.
But I'm not a big fan of the crowds. I'm finding that even RV shows I don't like as much. One of the reasons I like the RV is to get away from it all. And but we go to the shows so we can meet folks and learn a little bit what's happening in the industry.
I'm really bummed that we can't be there on Monday and Tuesday industry days, but it's all my fault.
Look at this question from Richard.
All right, RV dating service. How do you find a woman who loves RV travel?
Go out there and camp around, and eventually you run into a bunch of solo RVs, and there you go.
I wonder.
eHarmony. I don't
I was going
know.
to say I've never gone to a dating service, but I wonder if you put out there.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
would say just out there. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Just go camping. You'll run into somebody.
Mhm.
Don't work at it. They'll be there. That's the best question we've had yet. I don't know. A couple of quick things. We will have a new sweepstakes next week for you, and it will be up on that address right there. There's nothing there now. Our other one has ended, but we have has it ended, Phyllis? I think it has. Wait a minute. She's shaking her head.
Yes.
There's nothing there now, right?
The old one is there, but you can't enter. So
okay.
It just hasn't been replaced yet.
Okay. But if you go next week, we'll be announcing a new one, a new giveaway, and it's really another one. We've got some great products, and that will be on our sweepstakes that you can win in. And again, I want to talk about our group map. That has become such a great resource, and we've really enjoyed watching that grow as people begin to contribute their favorite spots and locations, from restaurants to fun attractions on the road and museums. And if you haven't joined, do so now. Just go there and sign up. It's free. You can use it as an app on your smartphone. You can find all sorts of great spots, and you can share your own too. So the more of us who go in and share stuff, the more of a resource it is. And again, it's free. There's no charge, no ulterior motive other than for us to be a good community contributor.
I can't believe how many people are going to the Hershey RV show. That's very encouraging.
Yeah, it's been a little bit crazy this year because the Elkhart Open House, which is to me the best for us to see what the industry has. We find more information at the Elkhart Open House, which is like the end of September normally. None of them were here, of course, last year because of COVID, but they just canceled this year's event, and it had been pretty much sold out. They canceled it just the other day because of the Delta variant of COVID. So no Elkhart Open House. A lot of people say, well, what about Hershey? Well, Hershey's all set up. All the people are out there right now in their displays, so they're not going to cancel it. Just for the record, they do suggest you bring a mask if you're going to Hershey. They do suggest that if you're inside the giant center where all of the exhibitors are, for the accessories and parts and RV services, those kind of things, that you wear a mask inside and practice social distancing, all that stuff. But there's no mask mandate. There's no passport vaccination check or anything like that. So a lot of people going. 1,200 RVs are expecting, and that's going to be a pretty big show.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty big show. I say that, and people don't even know what that means anymore. Well, some of our people here might know what that is. But CC Bloom.
Question. I just got a camper for full-time living. What do you think is the most important things to prioritize with a new used RV? I thought the roof.
Yes, I think you're absolutely right. The roof is the most important thing. And then do a thorough search to see if the floor or the walls are kind of mushy, spongy. If there's been any indication of water leaks, you want to take care of those. That indicates that you've got a problem on the other side somewhere. Those are the big things. And then check. I don't know what you got for an RV. What you said, a camper. I don't know whether that's a towable trailer or a pop-up camper or an RV. Camper covers a lot of terms, so I don't know if it's a motor. You want to have the engine checked, all that stuff. But the roof is really important because you don't want leaks, and have that checked. May I suggest that if you said you just got it, so it's too late probably. You still could get an RV inspector. They cost you several $100s, and they go over everything 2-3 hours worth, and they make a list of all the stuff that you really need to give attention to. They'll help you prioritize it. It's the best several $100s that you'll spend. And then you have an expert saying, hey, your roof is okay, but I found this in the back. This needs some attention. And I think that's the smartest way to go. It's wise money spent, having a professional inspect it. Linda know what a big shoe was. And look at everybody's coming. Okay, Sarah,
Yeah.
Sarah, Ed Sullivan. Yeah. That was a good show. And wasn't this the time he was on the Sunday nights? Well, you could tell we are old people, right? Bob Leach.
How would you handle loud, obnoxious neighbors at a campground? Well, if you're in a state campground, you've got the park rangers driving through, and 10 o'clock is normally quiet time. If
And
they're
there's
loud
usually-
and obnoxious all day long, you might have to go talk and see if you could move to another place, go look and see if they're going to be leaving like in a day. You could go over and ask them to be quiet if you feel that might work.
That's an issue that it's another reason we boondock, because we don't really run into that problem. When you're boondocking, you usually go pretty much by yourself. But there's also camp hosts at many state parks, and most big parks, and even many of the commercial parks have a camp host. So, and then by the rest areas or by the check-in, there's a phone number to call if there's a problem. And often it's the local sheriff, but call them if they're loud, if they're obnoxious, they're causing a problem. Yeah, the simplest way to handle it is just to get up and move. I mean, is it worth a sleepless night? And with you getting angrier and angrier because these people are so inconsiderate? We have done that. We've actually left one park. Remember that? It was up in Michigan, up at Empire, Michigan. Folks came in about, on a Friday night. They came in, they'd obviously worked, and they got up late, about 10, 11, and they were all drinking.
Later than that, it's middle of the night.
Middle of the night. It was like midnight, 1 o'clock.
That was like, you could hear them popping beer cans.
Oh, and louder with every can they popped. And it's one of the reasons I don't like a lot of campgrounds. And I don't, and I don't mean to be an old curmudgeon, but we camp. The RV lifestyle to us is getting away and getting in touch with nature.
And usually midweek, it's quieter. And then weekends, people come to have fun.
Amateur hour, I used to call it. Yeah.
And it depends on, usually their idea of fun is, to drink.
Yeah. Don Satow, $5 super chat from YouTube.
What's your opinion for the best park, national, state, etc., in the Pacific West for dogs?
Well, first, take a look at our post on RV Lifestyle today. We've got a post on some of the best campgrounds in Oregon, if you want to go to the Pacific West. National parks none of them really want you can't take your dog. Some of them have small little hunks of trail where you can walk a dog, not many. There's one in the Grand Canyon down to your south, but in the Pacific Northwest, Olympia is an awesome park, but like most places in wilderness, they don't want you out on the trails with your dog.
And that's because of the bear and the animals.
And wildlife, your dog harassing wildlife or the dog getting attacked by wildlife, all are not good situations. State parks are much more lenient. Usually you can walk in a state park if you have your dog on a leash. But we have been very open and talking about it a lot this year. That's traveling with the dog. If you're an active RVer, meaning you like to hike and explore and ride your e-bikes, it is a pain because you can't bring your dog with you on most places you hike.
And if you have a medium or a large dog, they need to run and get their exercise. I mean, that's why we like off-leash dog parks, is because Bo can run and explore and get rid of some of his energy.
You keep saying off-leash dog park. Bo is going to come running over here right now.
Yeah, he didn't go to the dog park today.
Yeah, he didn't. Check the state parks. Those are always much better. And Oregon loves dogs. They're pretty good up there. So is Washington State. But if you want to go for a hike and all of that stuff, state parks are your best bet rather than any of the national parks. Wow, it's going fast. D. Prince.
I am late to the game. Are we going to Pennsylvania?
Yes, we are so far.
That is our plan right now.
We hope.
Our plan actually was to leave last Wednesday, but
we're actually going to leave Wednesday and have some work done on our RV, kind of a little secret project. We'll tell you about it when we do it. Really cool project. We're really excited about it. But life interfered with that, so we've postponed that till Thursday. That project's going to get done between here and Pennsylvania on Thursday, and then we expect to spend Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the park. Or at the Hershey RV show. Now that means I'll tell everybody right away that we probably aren't going to have a lot of videos about the show, because what happens on public days is we end up most of the time just saying hi and visiting with people, and it gets really hard to do a story, to do a
And then
video.
you want to shoot things and you can't because
So many people,
everything's filled with people.
you know, we
and
go up to an
can't shoot
RV
a
and
video.
yeah, we don't want to say, get out of here, we got to take some video. So that's why we had hoped to be there Monday and Tuesday, which are industry days, low crowds, and we could have shot all the RVs. But contrasted with that, there is not much new this year. There are very few new. In fact, most of the RVs at Hershey are RVs they've been around for a year or two, and they're not the high demand units. They're not unveiling a lot of new stuff. Some of the bigger manufacturers just aren't there because there's such a short parts shortage that they felt it was wrong to build a unit just to put in the show at the expense of a customer who's been waiting and waiting for months and months and months, and sometimes even a year or more to get that RV. So not a lot of new stuff. And we'll do that. We'll do our best to put together at least one video on the show, but it might be a video just talking to you. So, and that's a big part of it. We love to meet everybody. So we'll be there Friday and Saturday and Sunday as well. So
If there isn't a bump in the road
if there isn't another bump in the road as there was last week for us,
for me.
for both of us. Sally Rover.
Recently, I saw an Airstream that was outfitted by Pottery Barn. It was
Really?
gorgeous. I bet it was. Do these companies take advice from the public? The Airstream Atlas would be fabulously outfitted by Pottery Barn. I think in the years ahead, we're going to see some really neat interior created by famous interior decorators. Well, I know like Leisure has an interior decorator that decorates their vans. So they have somebody, and I'm sure other companies, but Pottery Barn is pretty special.
I think the Airstream Atlas has a Tommy Bahama edition.
Yes, they do.
And I think that you've seen Airstream do this before. I didn't know about the Pottery Barn one.
And maybe that's just a limited edition one that they have.
Well, it's one they'll do for, the Airstream Atlas sells for $250,000. So that's a pretty steep it's a small Class C is the Atlas. But I think some of the, no, it's a C.
Okay.
It's like ours, same size as ours, small C, a B plus they call them. But, Airstream has been really up front with doing that with special designs. The Tommy Bahama model comes to mind. And now you say the Pottery Barn. I don't know of any of the other RV makers who are doing that, but it makes sense to do that.
Yeah.
Makes sense to do it. It's a high ticket item, Airstream. Ed Richards.
5 weeks to Natchez. Woohoo!
Yes, that's our next big gathering, and that is our gathering, our meetup on the Mississippi. It's sold out, so I don't. That's why we haven't talked a lot about it. But for our supporters, who are both YouTube supporters, YouTube members, and Facebook supporters, we have it sold out, and we are in Natchez, Mississippi, actually right across the river on the Mississippi, camping right on the Mississippi. And that is, I look at my little calendar over here on the wall, and that is October 18th through the 21st. Ed Richards will be there. He's coming up from his home in, I think, Baton Rouge. And a lot of other folks are following our earlier trip down the Natchez Trace, and we can't wait to meet everybody there. Mm-hmm. So that will really be fun. Linda Barcume with the question.
I just read an article that RV dealerships are complaining about the quality of the current production of RVs. What do you think?
Boy, Linda, you hit something that we're going to talk about on the podcast this week. We just interviewed an RV tech. He's an RV mobile tech. And man, is this guy a straight shooter? RV horror stories, RV repair horror stories. He is going to tell us an RV quality horror stories. Some of the things that he tells us that he has seen lately in terms of the workmanship on RVs, in terms of the repairs that some of these big RV service centers have supposedly done, they'll curl your hair. I mean, this is really interesting stuff. So yes, he is telling us that he's seen some major quality issues And that will be the subject of this week's podcast. I wanted to talk about the podcast a little bit because we've changed up the podcast this summer. Instead of just audio, we are now making a video version. And it was kind of the same version for both of them. Starting this week, we're going to take out from the audio version some of the stuff that is video. And so we'll make just an audio version and then our video version, which will be everything that was in the audio and more with video. So there'll be two kind of versions coming. And we're still messing around with format. One of the changes that we're going to do is we're going to go right to the interview of the week. We always start with a little update of what we're up to and answer a couple of questions, and we'll do that. But then instead of going right to the news of the week, we're going to do the main topic, the interview of the week. And then after that, we'll do the news of the week and the questions and your tips and all of that stuff. So we're still messing with all of that. And we had some question, do we have music in it? And some people didn't like it. Some people do. Some people say, do whatever you want. I'm an old radio guy, so I kind of like having music in it every now and then. So we'll have fun with it, I guess. But if you haven't, if you're not aware of our podcast, you can subscribe in audio on all the podcast apps. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube RV Lifestyle channel. Just go to youtube.com/RV Lifestyle and subscribe. Those of you watching us on YouTube tonight, subscribe. There's a bell icon. Click that. You'll get notified. But our podcast, audio and video, that's every Wednesday, in addition to this Ask Us Anything. We want to give a shout out. One of the things we have on our RV Lifestyle blog are special perks and discounts that are available from our partners. And our partners are people whose products and services we use. That's the first requirement, that we actually use them ourselves, that we feel that we are very comfortable in recommending them and suggesting them to folks. So there's everything from apps and planning programs for RV trips and great discounts on products that's just for our viewers, our listeners. And you can go to that on our rvlifestyle.com partners page and find it there. Wow, I think we're about done. Mm-hmm. New sweepstakes next month, and new podcast coming out Wednesday. Our newsletter comes out tomorrow. We'll have lots of information on that. And the big thing again is the Hershey RV show. Our plans right now are to be there Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the best way to find out where we'll be, we'll try and find a place to meet up with folks. And I just don't know until I get there. We'll try and set up a time to meet on Friday afternoon and Saturday afternoon. And we'll tell everybody that on our Facebook group, RV Lifestyle Facebook group. So make sure you remember that. And also follow us on Instagram. RV Lifestyle Mike is our Instagram name, RV Lifestyle Mike. So follow us on our social media. We'll announce that where we're going to be. And we would love to meet as many of you as we can. Let's take a lot of selfies of it. So I hope you like the studio. One last shot. This is the side view over here. It's our new 34-inch monitor, and that really is fun. Over here is our video switcher. And when I push that button, it pulls in the camera over on the left, and it shows you our new desk that we had. This is my amateur radio station. You can't really see it very well because nothing's lit up. And that's all there. There's my ham radio mic and my call sign, and so I still have that behind us. And then this is our main front-facing camera, and we got to sit you right because we missed our on-air sign. So I don't know how we're going to do that.
I think you're okay.
I'm okay. You.
I'm the one who's in the way.
Yep. In fact, I'm just going to stand like that.
You're okay. I just have to.
Yeah. So I hope it looks nice. Any decorating suggestions out there, let us know. You can reach us all at Mike and Jen at rvlifestyle.com.
I should have some of those little squares that we got to paste.
Let's just show them. Yeah, they're right there.
Well,
yeah, is anybody in town want to help us put these on?
Slippery.
Here's what we got. Actually, I can do this now. I can show everybody here. Here's Jen. And these are sound absorbing squares that we want to put up. And
okay, so
there's a black one.
We just painted the walls, and now we're going to glue these to the walls.
And they need to go on the wall behind us, right there, behind that monitor. And that's
So-
where they need to go. But we don't know how to get them on the wall. And that's the only thing we didn't have time to do for you this week with the studio. So they're pretty cool. And they you can't see that black one, but you have to put some kind of adhesive there. And so we just painted the wall. We really have to do that. So
That's what I say.
yeah.
And he says, yes.
Yeah. Well, we do want to, I don't know how well the sound is, but we'll figure out. So if there were some problems with this thing, just be patient, but this is the debut of the studio and we hope that you guys have liked it. Phyllis, how did everybody do today?
Great. I just want to make one point is that we just had 2 tickets open up for the members supporters only meetup, and it's super easy to become a member or a supporter of the RV lifestyle. And once you're a member, then you have the option to join Mike and Jen at the meetup in October. So those 2 spots will go.
So we
real
do
quick.
have openings, 2 spots.
Yes, two
So,
spots.
Yeah. So if you're looking for something, and the dates for that, let's see,
18th to the 21st.
October 18th through the 21st, and that is in Natchez, Mississippi. We would love to see you all come by and join us. So 2 spots open. Great.
Yep. Yep.
And we'll put that on the supporters and members list as well. But
Good.
we'll be there then. Okay. Thank you, Phyllis. Everybody behaved themselves tonight.
Oh yeah, they're all good.
Thanks to over on YouTube, Chris Cowley. A shout out to him for keeping rein on everything there and helping with all the answers and the links. Hope this sounded good. We sure enjoyed being here with you guys. And we will be seeing you tomorrow in the newsletter, Wednesday on the podcast, and in person Friday and Saturday, Lord willing, at the Hershey RV show in Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Happy trails.